how do you think our students should prepare to crack the recruitment process of top IT companies like Flipkart, Uber for an SD role?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah,
I would say, I mean, the most important would be here to focus on the fundamentals. So all of the product based, or I would say any sort of company who is working in the IT industry, I mean, they basically demand strong fundamental skills from freshers, because if you have strong fundamental skills, you can pick up any sort of programming language, you can pick up any sort of framework, any sort of stuff that you are interested in or the company requires you to pick up. So I would say
right,
fundamentals are the most important thing. So by fundamentals, I mean, for a computer science graduate, the fundamentals would basically be your data structure and algorithm skills. And then some of your core subjects, that I would say operating systems is one important subject. Then you have your computer networks,
right,
databases,
right,
because because like at the end of the day, when you are like writing or designing any sort of service, or you are writing any sort of app or website, I mean, these are some of the subjects which, like, whose skills you would use in your day-to-day work as a software engineer. So that is why, like, the focus on fundamentals is the, I think, most important thing.
right, right, right.
And then apart from that, like and even in these fundamental skills, I would say the problem solving skills is again the most important thing. So by problem solving, I
Absolutely.
mean the data structure and algorithm, like data structure and algorithmic skills, because at the end of the day, one, like when you're writing softwares, you are basically trying to solve a problem with the help of a software. So you have to tell a computer to do a thing to solve a problem. And then if
Right,
you have to tell a computer a thing, you need to find a way, the, I mean, the best possible way in which you can tell the computer, so that the computer can do it in the fastest possible way. So
exactly.
the best way to tell that is would be to write a lot of code where you can use a lot of data structures and algorithm skills. So by having good data structure skills, you would be very efficient in picking up which data structure you would need for a specific set of tasks that you need to do for the kind of app or the website that you are developing. And then if you have good algorithmic skills, you can, like, again, you can, with the use of data structures, you can write efficient code. Because at the end of the day, what matters is how efficient code you are writing, because the code that you're writing would actually live on some sort of hardware that the company is owning. And if your code is slow, basically that would also eat up more maybe hardware resources or more maybe disk resources, and it would again cost, like it would again lead to the cost that the company is spending.
Absolutely, absolutely. Also, I
Yeah.
think there is like people need to be decent in one programming language, I believe, like so that you can code your data structure algo in that particular language. I think for a fresher, it can be any of them, like C, C++, Java, whatever they learn in the college. So I think if they are decent in one programming language, I think that should be fine if you're a fresher.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of, I would say, freshers like have this question as to which programming language is the best when they
Exactly,
start out.
exactly.
Like me, when I was back there in college, I spent a considerable amount of time in picking which one should be the best programming language, but which I should pick. But then there is no best programming language. I mean, programming language is just like a tool inside your toolbox. So every programming
Exactly.
language could be used for a specific kind of purpose in which that language is best in. So for example, if you're writing web app, you have to learn JavaScript.
Exactly.
If you are doing AIML, you have to learn maybe Python. And then
Right.
if you're writing like hardware specific code, you have to like go with C or
C,
C++.
C++, C++, right.
Yeah, so I would say choose the best, I mean, choose the programming language which you think has the least amount of learning curve, or maybe that can help you in sort of like which has the less amount of learning curve, and which you feel you can pick it up easily. So for some people it is Python, some people like C and C++ more, because like back in their school time, some or the other, I mean, in some or the other class, we have this curriculum where we
Right.
get introduced to the initial, like I would say, introduction to either C or Java.
Right, right, right. Absolutely. So I totally agree with your point. Like many, even in the chat right now, we already have a lot of questions where people are asking, "Sir, which is the best programming language?" So as Kunal rightly said, there is no best programming language. Every programming language is different in its own. It has a purpose. right? So one may be better in one use case, one can be better for another use case. And I always give the example of a cricket team in this case. Like in a cricket team, you have 11 players, and all 11 players may have different skill sets. Like if somebody is a batsman, somebody may be aggressive, somebody may be defensive, right? Again, another person is a bowler. In bowler also, somebody is a pace bowler, somebody is a spin bowler, somebody is a wicket keeper. So you cannot say that one person is the most important person in the team. Everybody has a different purpose. So similarly, every programming language, and at the same time, like some people also ask, which is the most important data structure? So again, every data structure is also important, and they have a different application. So you need to study all of these things properly to be able to make a choice. But I think if as Kunal said that if you are clear with the fundamentals, I don't think it would take a lot of time to pick up with any programming language.
Sure. Plus, I think a lot of people have this question that, like, where they ask that how many problems that they need to solve to get into maybe any sort of
Yeah, right.
I would say, like, one should not equate it with the number of problems that you have to solve. So what if I tell you that you can solve 100 problems and then like you will be able to clear with all of these companies, but then if like when you solve those 100 problems, maybe you did not solved it in the best possible way, and you did not grasp the most amount of knowledge for all the different data structures. You would not be able to clear like crack all of these like coding questions. So I think what is more important again is like getting through the fundamentals, and then fundamentals of every data structure, like why that data structure was thought about, what are the pros and cons, and then like what is the runtime correctness. And then once you're clear with all of those fundamentals, maybe you can be cleared with all of those fundamentals maybe in 5 questions for that data structure, or maybe 10 questions. So that depends on you how much you are grasping like the knowledge of data structures for with every question that you do.
Great, exactly. Cool.